What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode 92 of Park to Prem here with Town or Town. Today, a double header, and one of these games, unbelievably important. Today, to kick things off, we take on Southampton at home. Let me tell you now, they're in 17th. We're rock bottom of the league. If they win their game, they pull 7 points clear, and perhaps we start to panic. There is no escaping it, and I know I've said it for the last few matches. We have to win this one. Anyway, you may have noticed that recent form-wise, we've not won since you were last here. Of course, 3 matches played. The other game that we have today, by the way, is the EFL Cup quarter-final against Wolverhampton Wanderers. I guess when you look at the results and the games that we've played, it's not entirely surprising. You can see in this first game, we lost against Tottenham. We actually missed a penalty in this game in the 33rd minute, and then in the 36th minute, they scored from a corner. So that was a little bit of a gut punch. Shvetsov did then get back to scoring ways, though, and he got the first goal in this game, assisted by Shuttleworth, if I remember correctly, out on the right-hand side. A goal up, and then, well, they score a goal through Victor Manuel Reyes, and then their second goal with 10 minutes left. A little bit of a gut punch. You know, to be in a winning position and to lose points is unusual for us. We're not usually in that winning position, so it did hurt. And, well, most recently we took on Manchester United away from home, 2-0 down, 1 goal conceded after 3 minutes. You kind of start to panic at Old Trafford. It was 2-0 at the break, as I already said. David Mahon got 2 for them in this game, his first coming in the 46th minute. In the second half, I went more attacking, and we got 2 goals. Andrei Shvetsov with 1, and, well, he got a second one not long later. 2 really tidy finishes, actually, in one-on-ones. Dragomir, who got the assists for him, coming on off the bench. Unfortunately, however, in the 74th minute, just 2 minutes after we'd equalised, we did lose that lead, and, well, 3-2 is how it finished, which, I don't know, when you consider we've played Tottenham and Manchester United and Norwich, who in this save are particularly good, and only lost by 1-goal margins, it feels like a positive. You might have caught in the Manchester United game, we had 3 clear-cut chances. We were really hitting them on the break, and they were limited to long shots for a lot of it. Anyway, Dragomir had a really good game against Manchester United with 2 assists, so we'll hope he's going to step things up today. I know that off the back of these results, someone is going to say, Jack, why are you not playing more defensive in these 3 games? Aha, I've got you here, because I did play more defensive. I have made a variation of our 4-4-2. And it's a counter-attacking system. It's about getting, a few more men behind the ball, being a little bit more sensible. Still trying to, counter and regroup where we can, get the ball up the pitch quickly into space. But with a ball-winning midfielder and a deep-line playmaker on defence, as well as the wing-backs being told to be a little bit less sensible and not look for overlaps. It is about being a little more defensively. Now, to be fair, it has worked okay. I know some people are going to ask, Jack, why have you not used a defensive midfielder? Why have you not dropped one of your 2 strikers, one of your wingers? I had too many strikers to only play 1 attacker, and Turnbull and Shvetsov between them have been 2 of our best players. I mean, Shvetsov is averaging a goal a game, bless him. He is doing absolutely everything in his power. Obviously, the rest of the team isn't really up to snuff. The reality is, actually, when we look across our team, we just don't have the quality. Obviously, I posed the question last episode about should we go and spend, the £30 million we've been given. And I think, upon reflection, I'm going to look for a centre-back. But besides that, I don't want to say I'm content going down, but the board, I'm not at risk of being sacked. And I feel like going down would actually help us out. You can see here our training facilities have been upgraded, which is really good news. Interestingly, and I think this is worth looking at actually, Tottenham sacked their manager very recently, and in the sack race, we're nowhere near it. We're not being predicted to ever be sacked, which is, I feel like, a relatively good thing. You can see, I imagine, if we just look at job security, I would be very surprised if our job is even at risk. To be honest, you can see here at Towlaw, stable and secure. The board are very realistic with the scenario. I think they know the team that we have just isn't good enough quality. That said, I do want to beat Southampton today. Training facilities have been upgraded, so we've got an extra half-star there, and the board have already agreed to upgrade them again. I have been looking at a few younger players for the future, as well as attempting to solve the centre-back position. Haven't got any new first-team signing news, but one player who I'm looking to sign is this guy, Roger Mccarthy, who is a South African international, aged 17. Looks like he could be a pretty good defensive mid. I feel like his aerial ability might let him down a little bit. He's not particularly good there, but actually as a centre mid, could be quite a reasonable player. So we'll wait and find out more when our scouts come back. We have negotiated a bid on him. It's one of those deals where I've made the offer and attempted to sign him without waiting for the scout report to come through, purely because I'm a little bit scared of Roma going in and snatching him from underneath us. But anyway, let's get into the first game of today's episode, shall we? We've had a week's rest going into this one. Kosic got injured in our most recent game. He's not fully fit to play. So you know what? We're going to bring in Shuttleworth and we're going to play Stevanovic out on the left-hand side. Turnbull and Shvetsov going to hold on to their striking positions. Now, I could play the cautious system here, but I'm not. And I've played it the last 3 games. And the reason I'm not going to is the board are kind of satisfied and happy with everything. But one of the things they're not particularly happy with is the fact that we're not playing attacking football. I've played 3 matches on cautious and already they're not happy. So with that in mind, and given the fact we are the home team taking on a relegation rival, we're going to go to our regular system. Now you'll notice Andre Dizel playing alongside Matcha. They've not done very well, either of them. I've tried both of them at deep line playmaker. And in fact, given Dragomir's recent performance against Manchester United, where he came on off the bench, I'm going to slot him in there. You can see Pittman is at left back for us. He has kind of replaced Brandon Williams. He's done okay so far. I'm a little bit concerned about his championship quality, allegedly, and his lack of consistency. Of course, we picked him up for £6.25 million. It wasn't the largest sum of money. He's not been great for us so far. Maybe he's going to put in a man-of-the-match performance today. Mr. Dessa at right back, Pavlovic and Hugo at the back. Walton has had a few, I don't want to say haters, but people who don't really rate Walton. And a lot of comments have said, Jack, you need to replace Walton. By the way, Watford are in third with Smoljo in goal, so clearly he's having an effect. But actually, I couldn't disagree more. I think the kind of player that we can realistically sign, Walton is, a pretty good goalkeeper. Loads of comments last episode. I'm talking like 5 or 6 comments were like, Jack, go and bring Smoljo back. If I just suggest terms. They want 150 million, folks. We don't have a magic money tree. I wish that we did. It'd be useful. But yeah, just comparing Smoljo and Walton, I'm not going to claim that Walton's in the same league, but in terms of aerial ability, shot stopping and distribution, Walton is a better goalkeeper, technically. I know someone's going to look at the physicals and mentals. I'm not trying to say he's 100% better than Smoljo. I merely want to point out the fact that I don't think they're that far apart in terms of as goalkeepers. Relatively speaking, of course, Smoljo is very good. If I had £150 million, I'm sure I would probably try and sign him again. But anyway, I've rambled on for long enough. Let's get into this game against Southampton. It's a big one. As I said, if we lose this, they go 17. No, they would go on to 17 points and 7 points clear of us. We need a win. This is the kind of game that we've got to win. They sacked their manager at the start of December. I'm not sure if they've actually got a replacement in yet. I now kind of want to look. Let's just quickly go to opposition and then click on any random player. By the way, how good is Southampton's team at the bottom of the table? They've got Tavares here. Very, very good centre mid. They've got Esri Konsa. He's pretty solid. I actually looked at buying him at one point. He's on £51,000. That's 10% of our budget. But if we just look at their manager, have they appointed a new manager? No, it looks like it. Oh, maybe they have. I can't tell if he's a caretaker manager or not. Oh, no, he is. He definitely is, because he's been it says here, but he's also been the caretaker manager a load of times in the past, JD. Anyway, they've not got a proper manager, so we need to win this one today, boys. Come on now. This is winnable. This is the definition of a winnable game. You might have caught, by the way, in the sacked race news item that I showed earlier, the fact that Thierry Henry is at Arsenal as manager, and his job's at risk. That's a weird thought, isn't it? Anyway, we're playing on attacking, we're playing positive. Andre Dizel's on the pitch. It's like last season. Let's hope that we can have a performance like last season. We need a great performance out of nowhere. We've been more competitive as of late. Let's see if we can make it happen as Turnbull, with the first real opportunity of the game, heads it narrowly over. I mean, already more positive signs than we've seen in any of our other live comms today, but we are still looking for our first live com win. Of course, we've only won 2 games all season in the league. The EFL Cup run is kind of making me feel slightly better, as every time I go on the fixture screen, there's a few extra green circles from that. But we need league wins, and while Dizel to Turnbull hits it off the woodwork, can we get there, Shuttleworth? No, we can't. You're slow as a snail. Man, we're knocking on the door here. 2 great opportunities, both falling the way of Turnbull, both squandered. But we're on the attack again, everyone. Look at this. This is unprecedented. Forgotten what it's like to be attacking in a live com. Shvetsov's there, free header, hits the woodwork. Can we get the rebound? Oh my word, what a weird own goal. Sorry, I mean, we're not going to complain. Shvetsov's celebrating like he scored the blooming thing. The defender, I guess, in desperation of getting it away, or maybe just to stop Shvetsov being able to claim his 18th goal of the year, has elected just to boot it in the back of the net. Match fixing? No, it can't be. We don't have the money to bribe anyone. We're 1-0 up. It's not for our own performance, necessarily. But we're on the attack again. Back post. Turnbull's there. Underneath it. Cleared away as far as Hugo. Now with Andre. Hugo again, the centre-back. Lovely little touch. Look at the centre-backs linking up at the edge of the box. You love to see it. Where's Pavlovic going to go? Pavlovic, to be fair, pretty good at passing. Him and Hugo slowly walking back towards our goal, passing it between them. Shuttleworth knocked it down to Shvetsov. Back to Shuttleworth. That's a penalty, surely, referee. VAR. Bring it out. I think that might be the first time VAR's given a decision in our favour. Look at this. Let's go, boys. Shvetsov, you missed your last penalty against Tottenham. Can you score today? Of course he can score today. We're 2-0 up in a match. I've got tears in my eyes. I never thought I'd see it. Now he has got his 18th goal of the season officially. Lovely little penalty. I think even if the keeper had gone the right way, he would have struggled to keep that out. I say that. The keeper did go the right way, but he didn't really commit to it. It was a half-arsed kind of fall on your side and maybe stop it. Anyway, Dazelle winning back the ball. Dogged performance by him. Good to see him back in the starting 11. And Shuttleworth, to be fair. Whipping the ball in. Stefanovic was at the back post, unfortunately. Cleared away. Southampton looking to launch perhaps a counter-attack here. Martin to Bob. What a name Bob is. Or is it B-O-B-B? We may never know. It's still Bob. Drammy cutting inside. Don't foul. Cross back post. Headed away by Mr. Dessa. Shuttleworth. No nonsense. Get it forward. We could hit them on the break here. I want to believe. And, well, maybe that faith is going to quickly deplete here. Look at them. They're knocking the ball around nicely. Southampton at the back. Now on this left-hand side. Ball whipped in. Header at the near post goes over. We're let off the hook just a little bit. One tactical change I have made on the attacking system as well is I previously had the defensive width set to narrow. We were having a lot of issues in wide areas in games, and actually just in changing the defensive width to normal, I've already felt the effects, and I'm feeling them even more now. It's 3-0. It's like being back in the Championship. Are we actually going to get a live com win this season? I mean, if we balls it up from here, it would be something special. Last year was the season of throwing away leads. This year's been the season of, you know, throwing away a lead immediately and then having to score 3 goals in the last 10 minutes for a draw. But we find ourselves 3 goals up. I mean, this is a shock performance so far, but I always believed that we'd come good eventually in one live com. And it does appear like we're not going to be losing ground on Southampton at the bottom of the table. And in fact, with a win here, we would close the gap to just 1 point, which would be pretty huge for us. Anyway, Masengo switching the play here, but Stefanovic is there. He's been all over the pitch today. It's like he's got a point to prove. I want to say the young Serb. He's young at the start of the game. He's now 28 or 27 in game. He's not so young anymore. Hugo spreads it to Mr. Dessa. Look at this build-up play. Shuttleworth whipping it in. Turnbull's there, heads it. Oh my word, I thought it was in the back of the net. The ball trickled just wide of the post, but we've got another set piece here. Stefanovic whipping it in. Always expect Shvetsov just to appear from somewhere in the box and score from corners. He makes a habit of it. So now with Dragomir, who's going to play it inside to Andre Dazelle. Now back with Pavlovic. Look at this build-up play. Look at this. Andre Dazelle, our little Perlo, now with Shuttleworth. Can he get it into the box? Back post. Stefanovic, impossible angle. And I think he may have even hit the crossbar there. A good opportunity. And it's chance after chance after chance right now. Dragomir, now with Shuttleworth, Dazelle. What do you want to do here, Andre? He switches it out to Pittman. Now with Stefanovic. Crosses it. Shuttleworth's there. He's missed an open goal. Now, to be fair, it was perhaps an impossible angle to score from, but I do feel like with a bit of composure, he could have taken a touch. Interestingly, another highlight starting straight away, and we're on the attack. Stefanovic switches it. Shvetsov. I mean, I thought he was offside. He's not. What an incredible finish. What a player Andrei Shvetsov is. I recently had my assistant come to me and tell me, yeah, I think he's world class. And I wasn't sure about that. That to me felt like a bit of an exaggeration. But what an insane header that is. Wow. 19 for the season. If we do get relegated, he's got 6 years, I think, left on his contract after this season. We don't have to sell him. He doesn't have a clause in which we have to sell him. And, well, let's hold the phone here. Let's stop the party right now, because Robert Barnes is on the front foot. And being found by Drame at the back post. Mr. Dessa, not known for his jumping ability, unable to get there. Oh no. Oh no, Football Manager. Don't do this to me. Marshall with it. Lays it inside to Lama, who hits it. That looked offside. Bob, stop celebrating. VAR to the rescue. I hope. To the rescue? Yes, to the rescue. That would have been awkward, wouldn't it? Was he offside? Let's have a look. Of course he was. He was like 5 yards off. "20 minutes left here. 4-1 to the good. What can we do here? Stevanovic whips it in. Cleared away. Only as far as Shuttleworth. Puts it into the mixer. Shvetsov header. Lafont collects. Denies us a key opportunity. A chance for a fifth. That would have been nice, wouldn't it? I'm not sure if we've scored 5 yet this year. I'm now trying to remember. We lost 6-4 and we scored 4 against Arsenal as well. But I think that's the most goals we've had. Anyway, to Drame, wide here, cuts inside. I mean, he scored to make it 4-2. Do I have to start demanding more? I think I do. Do I need to start panicking? Perhaps a little. Drame at the right-back position was actually a player who I feel like I looked at once upon a time as a possible signing, and you can see him here. It's like he's got a point to prove. He's got a bee in his bonnet, folks. He wants to show me what we're missing out on. Shvetsov has a knock. That scares me. You know what? We're just going to take you off. Mihail, get ready. Kosic, you can come on for Shuttleworth. One last sub. Do I want to use it? You know what? Jimmy Molyneux, show us what you can do up top. Walton to Hugo. Now with Andre Desire. I mean, a goal here immediately would definitely settle my nerves. If Shvetsov wants to get his hat-trick, that'd be good. He's not going to get any further chances, so it's kind of do or die for him here. Dezel to Stevanovic. Where is Shvetsov? Turnbull near post, hits the woodwork again. We've hit the woodwork 3 times in this match. We've been incredibly unlucky. Going to make some personnel changes here. Barnes out on this right-hand side. Dribbles past his man, shoots, and well, Walton is beaten. And should I go uncautious now? Should I look to hit them on the break now? Is that inviting pressure on myself? It feels like it's too late for whatever I want to do here. Mr. Dessa, a little Mr. Non-existent there. Mr. Invisible. If he was a Mr. Men, is there a Mr. Invisible in Mr. Men? The kids' books? I'm not sure. If there is, that's what Mr. Dessa was right there. Anyway, their manager has ballsed up his team talk. I've gone to our cautious system. Time is trickling away. I will take a 4-3. 2 minutes. Come on, game. Just keep going. Keep going, and we get a win. I mean, we'll take it. Not in the most convincing of circumstances. But people had us written off. And we've got to win. And we've got to win the Tau Law way. Which is how you want to do it. What a performance. You can see here, Shvetsov out for 1 to 2 days. That's good, because that means he will be back for the game against Wolverhampton Wanderers. He got man of the match. Of course he did. Of course he did. I mean, look at him. Look at the development he's had in his overall time here at the club. 4 to jumping reach. 1 to finishing is a little bit underwhelming, isn't it? There's a lot of 4s in the physicals. Been hitting the gym, clearly. Bulked up a lot. It is really important, and I can't stress this enough, when you find a 16 or 17-year-old, do bear in mind the fact they will grow. Their jumping reach and physicals just will bulk up naturally over time more often than not. That's definitely been the case with Shvetsov here, and well, right now he's got 16 goals in the Premier League. Has anyone ever been top goal scorer and been relegated in a Premier League season? I don't think so. Maybe that's the history book we're going to write. You can see here, we are now sat 1 point behind Sheffield United and Southampton. Brighton and Stoke have still got to play, so that's definitely worth being aware of. And of course, we've now got a date with destiny. We're going to be taking on Wolverhampton Wanderers. They currently sit in 5th. They were relegated last year after a long stint of struggling, to be honest, at the bottom end of the Premier League. And well, let's get forward to that one. They are the big team in the Championship. It's going to be a tough game. Hopefully, we can use it as a bit of a confidence builder. And well, could we get 2 wins in a row? Let's find out. Okay guys, so we are back here for the second game of today's episode, taking on Wolverhampton Wanderers. It's the Carabao Cup, it's the quarter-final. I told you all I didn't care about this competition. I have changed my tune, I will be honest. I am now viewing this as our only way into European football this year. You can see here Wolverhampton Wanderers currently in 5th. Media prediction was first. Patrick Catrone is their key player. It might be Catrone. If it's Catrone, Catrone sounds more Italian in my mind at least. It may well not sound more Italian. I don't speak the language. But he is their key player. He actually looks very, very good. Just wondering how he compares to Shvetsov. That's how we do things now. This is the equivalent of a Football Manager male part of the body measuring contest. I'll let you decide whose is bigger, but I think he's pretty close. I mean, he's probably got the edge on the mentals, but we're going to give them a good game, and I am going to play attacking, of course. We're going to see what we can do. Just a little bit of news, obviously, December, or the end of December, start of January is quickly approaching. I'm looking at possible signings to make, looking at some players with contracts expiring that we could possibly sign. One player that we are already in the process of trying to sign is this guy, Juanma Moragon. He is a Spanish goalkeeper, 21 years old, contracted to AC Milan. His contract's up at the end of the year, and we've made a bid of £1 million, which has been accepted. I kind of view him as a backup keeper as much as anything, but I feel like he can compete with Walton. I don't feel like there's a massive gap in the quality between them. I know it's not the huge upgrade in goalkeeping that people are necessarily hoping for, but at 23 years old, you know, very, very consistent, loves important matches, great shot stopping, good aerial reach. I mean, for me, I feel like aerial reach, one-on-ones and reflexes and handling are kind of the 4 things that I'm the most keen for my goalkeepers to have, and he has all 3 of those. But no, he looks like he could be an okay player, and as far as backups go, I think he could be a solid one, and I think he will, you know, get some starts in the first team. He would definitely get a chance, assuming he joins us. I am looking at a few other players of a similar mould to these guys, you know, players with contracts expiring. One player who I've got my eye on, for example, is Victor Manuel Alvarez. He has actually had his birthday today, so happy birthday, Victor. Maybe I should get a card in the post so he's more likely to join us. His contract's up at the end of the year, so come the start of January, we can approach to sign him. He's currently transfer listed for £12 million. You can see Fiorentina, Manchester United and Real Madrid all in for him. If we could approach to sign him in January, that would be very, very good. It might help our rep out quite a bit too. Very professional personality. I'm not sure exactly where he would fit into the team, but he's got so much quality and is a very young player. It would be a bit of a misstep, I feel like, not to try and go in for him at all. I feel like as a centre mid he could definitely do a job, although he does maybe like a little bit of passing that I would desire. But anyway, let me know what you make of those 2 players. I think they could both be interesting options. And well, let's get into today's game against Wolverhampton Wanderers. In terms of team selection for this game, I'm very inclined just to go with the exact same team that played the previous game. Kosic and also Mihail are both injured, so we're going to make some changes here. We're going to bring in Matasevic, put him on the bench, see what he can do. I really want to make the most of Ilya here, but this is just the kind of cup game where I can't really fully rotate the team. Although I've been a little underwhelmed by Andre Dazelle. I thought Dazelle might be the solution, you know, at deep line playmaker. He's had plenty of games there now. I mean, he's played 12 league games for 6 starts in that time. That average rating is a little bit of a drop-off from previous years, and I do feel like Matcha, you know, he is the better player, at least on paper. I've got to, you know, continue to keep faith in him. This could be a game to kickstart his Town Town career, and he's going to play alongside Dragomir, of course. But anyway, tricky game, away from home. Let's see what we can do. I mean, we're looking at Shvetsov, aren't we? We're just staring at him going, you do your thing. If you score 3 goals, there's about a 70% chance that we win. I feel bad for him in many ways. He's doing so much with his team on his back, and sometimes it's just not enough. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's see what we can do. Whilst Wolverhampton Wanderers are in the Championship, obviously they are a very good Championship team. I would say that this game is pretty 50-50 in terms of who's favourites to do well. Let's hope that we can just have a very good, confident performance. I kind of want to just approach this the same way we did against Championship opposition last year. But this is going to be a test, and while the ball whipped in back post and we are let off the hook, Scott heads it over. That's a little bit concerning. A free header from a set piece, although now we have a throw in right in the corner, and it's Mr. Dessa with it. And, well, Mr. Dessa's not wowed me so far this year. I'm going to level with you. He has been the disappointment of the year. as Catrone skips through and smashes it. I thought that was going to be a great little goal. There were some very desperate tackles there made by our defence, and none of them touched the ball. Twice Wolverhampton Wanderers have carved us open, and well, for the second highlight in a row, it starts with a throw-in in their half. Can this one at least go our way? Dragomir with Stefanovic. Shuttleworth, free header, and Alvarez in goal holds on to it. Free header, kind of a free header. It was unchallenged, to say the least, but unfortunately we couldn't make more of it. Pittman now with it. I'm still not sold on Pittman. I feel like the left-back position has been our Achilles heel throughout our entire time here at Towlaw. I feel like in the winter time, I'm looking for, in the transfer window, potentially a left-back and a centre-back. I'm not going to go out and spend crazy money on a player who's just going to want to leave us if we go down. I would rather have sustained success, and well, that could come in the form of this competition. As Pavlovic threads through Dylan Turnbull, and well, the hometown hero, born and raised in Durham, scores a lovely little finish. His 8th of the year. I thought when this ball was cleared, they were going to unleash a counter-attack, but Pavlovic lumps it forward. It's like a rugby kick-out to Dylan Turnbull, takes a touch, guides it into that bottom corner. Superb little finish, and we find ourselves ahead. Let's hope that we can hold on to this lead a little more convincingly than we did last time against Southampton. That was not particularly thrilling watching, was it, last game? Although it was very Towlaw. Anyway, at the break, it's 1-0. I'm going to tell the players I'm far from pleased because I'm very, very kind of high standard setting. As the players, and as you should know. Has there ever been a time where I've been happy at half-time? If there has been, I don't remember it. But no, we've done well in this game so far, to be fair. A few players not really showing up, and Wolves are creating opportunities. That's a certainty. You can see the bookings are the most concerning thing for me right now. Stefanovic has been really poor, so I'm going to bring in Diakite out on the left. And you know what? Matasevic, go out on the right. Obviously, training him to play centre mid, although Dragomir's not played well either. You know what? I'm going to do a triple change. We're going to move Turnbull onto the right. We're going to go with Shvetsov and Molyneux up top together, although Molyneux will play as the advance forward. And then Matasevic and Diakite are going to play in the midfield. Of course, two of the hot prospects, you would say, in this Towlaw team. Two players who I've been quite keen to give first-team football to. And while within seconds of them coming on, we have a set-piece highlight against us. That's a little scary, isn't it? De Silva with it. Now to Neto. Tries to get it behind Turnbull, who's now, of course, playing out on the right. He switches the play. What can you do, Diakite? Lays it inside to Matasevic. The youngsters linking up and Matasevic misplacing a pass. Not like this. Not like this. Come to the rescue, Walton. Oh my God, he started praying in goal as if there was going to be divine intervention to save him. Josh Scott with it, of course, and I remain adamant to this point. I feel like goalkeepers in Football Manager are pretty... It's the one position where I'd say it's just I don't want to say it's a bit random, and I'm sure a degree of it comes down to just a lack of appreciation, because I'm watching on key highlights, so I don't see everything that they do, and the animations definitely don't do goalkeepers justice, like what that one there. It just looks a bit silly. But Walton does make a lot of saves for us. I really can't stress that enough. I mean, they've had 12 shots on target, and they have only scored 1 goal. So he's doing something. They are really on top in this game. So you know what? We're going to switch to the cautious mindset, everyone. We're gonna do something unprecedented. We're going to try out our cautious style of play, because I think Wolverhampton Wanderers fancy themselves to get a goal here, and that might open up opportunities on the counter-attack. Ever since I made my triple change, though, we have been a little bit in danger. The good news is time is trickling away. If I'm not mistaken, this would go to extra time, which I really could do without. So if we could get a goal late on here and not concede late on, that would be good. You would say it would be a little against the run of play if we do make something happen here. Now with Molyneux, wide to Pittman. You've not done anything for us, Pittman. Be a hero now. Crosses it in. Ball given away. They might hit us on the break. Catrone bringing it forward. Tries to take it around the centre-back. Walton, what can you do? He saves it into the side netting. To all the Walton haters out there, that's why he's here. What a save that is. Please don't now immediately balls up Walton. Oh my word, the ball blocked off the line. How are we in this game? We've been absolutely blooming awful. There is no other way of looking at it. Could we hit them on the break? Could we full on, well, I don't want to say the word and get demonetised, but hit house them. We'll call it a hit house. It's not gonna stick, that, is it? Anyway, Diakite keeps it alive. Down the line to Pittman. Pittman, what can you do? He whips it. Shvetsov's underneath it. It's headed clear. I want to believe there's a goal coming, and well, there isn't, to be frank. It goes straight to penalties. This happened before. This has definitely happened before, hasn't it? Oh my god, our penalty takers are absolutely blooming awful. Right, well, to penalties we go. Now, as always, the penalty counter is broken on my skin. I wish I knew how to fix it, but I don't. So we're going to have to count together, folks. Catrone steps up, makes it 1-0 Wolves in the shootout. Now with Shvetsov. We compared their sizes earlier. Let's show that ours is just as big. Come on, Andre. Tuck it home. And, well, he goes down the same side. Tucks it into the same corner. Now with Obafemi here. He steps up. Walton, be the hero that we need. I mean, he doesn't need to be the hero with a penalty like that. Obafemi misses. And, well, Molyneux with a chance to put us 2-1 up after 2 penalties each. Can he, well, follow in the footsteps of Shvetsov? Of course he can. What kind of question was that? Giovanni now with it for them. Walton, come on, be a hero. Make some saves. Show them what you're made of. I mean, he's never saving that, is he? It's 2-2 in the shootout, but we have an extra penalty. It's now with Pavlovic, our centre-back. He's got 1 assist to his name already. Can he score here? I mean, what a penalty that is by the Serbian. An unsung hero of this season so far. The silver now for them. Really needs to score this, you'd imagine. He puts it away, and it's a great little penalty into the bottom corner. Turnbull now with a chance to put us 4-3 up in the shootout with 1 penalty left each. Can he score it? He hits it, finds the bottom corner. We've not missed one yet. And, well, Wolves, they have to score this penalty. If they miss it, they're out. If we score our next penalty, we're through. The pressure's on them, everyone. I'm confident at this point. I was not confident when I saw our players' penalty-taking ability. I'm feeling a little better than I was before. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Walton, in goal for us. Can you get us to the EFL Cup semi-final? Of course he can. It's kicked straight at him. Oh my word, we have very much fluked it there. But 2 wins in 1 episode, everyone. 2 wins in 1 episode. Mum, get the camera. I bet you didn't think we would be seeing that this year, but here we are. And, well, you can see here, we've surpassed our expectation to reach the 4th round a little bit. I'm very happy with Turnbull's contribution. The question is, who are we now going to get in the semi-final? I don't know when the draw's made for this. I want to believe it might be the same night. Maybe it's already been made. I don't actually know. But whoever we're playing, it's going to be over 2 legs, and that will be, I imagine, next episode. I'm not sure how close together the games are. Let's have a look. We have the EFL Cup semi-final. The draw has not been made. The first game is on the 8th. The second game is on the 29th. That's quite far apart, isn't it? I might be tempted to bundle those with some other games. I'll have a look and, see what's coming around. I mean, Everton doesn't really match up that nicely. Burnley in 11th, perhaps Man City, who are top. Do we really want to see a spanking? I'll tell you what, I'm going to see how things are going. Obviously, the EFL Cup semi-final is huge. We definitely need to live-com both those games. It may even be a case that next episode we do both of those matches. Of course, the Premier League is still my number 1 priority, but it does feel like I don't want to say it's in reach, the EFL Cup final, but it's there, and it's kind of, we probably should care about it at this point. But anyway, that's pretty good going. Obviously, January transfer window is coming up thick and fast. I imagine there'll be a new face or 2 by the time you're next here. Let me know what you thought of today's matches. Good to get a league win live. Worth noting, Stoke did win a game the day after we won, so it's still very tight and we dropped back down to 19th. But we're in it to win it, or in it not to lose it. That doesn't work, does it, as a thing? Right, I'm done. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'll see you again tomorrow. EFL Cup semi-final. Oh, it feels so close.